So in table 5.1, there's a lot of things going on. I want to really kind of simplify this down for you. And what you see here is that when we measure the water potential in soil, we can measure it in a lot of different ways. Probably the most practical one that we have is this one right here, the soil water potential in bars or negative bars. And what this means is as soil gets drier, so we start at kind of a free water level, a regular level, or maybe even you can think of a saturated condition level. And the drier the soil gets, the more negative we get, or the more suction in that soil and tension of that water's under more tension in that soil. It's not as free as it would be at this 0 bars. And so this is really practical because as we look at something like this soil tensiometer, this is something that we actually use to measure whether or not the soil is drawing water to itself, or if there's freer water in the soil. So you'll watch a video later about how to set up a tensiometer and what it does. But I want to just draw the correlation or the relationship between this thing and what actually shows up in the field as negative bars of pressure. So even though these aren't this dial isn't in negative, what you'll discover when you watch that video is that when the soil is dry, you have water that's contained in this tensiometer in here, that when the soil's dry gets pulled out of the tensiometer, and it causes this dial to start to move this way. Okay, so that means more negative potential, negative water potential in that particular soil. If the soil is wet, on the other hand, you'll have water move into this tensiometer, and this dial will move more towards 0, more towards a free water kind of a situation. So this is where it all has application. You know, we talked about the things that we're measuring, the matrix potential and other kinds of potentials that give us that give us an idea of where water is going to go in the soil. This is really where it becomes real practical, is a device like this that actually measures the suction or the tension of water in the soil so that we can remedy that problem. And these devices are used for irrigation, field irrigation, to time when it's time to irrigate. The soil can tell us when it's time to irrigate by virtue of telling us how much tension that water is under.